So a victim will never be happy with freedom because freedom requires too much responsibility. Freedom brings self-reliance. Gentlemen, what's going on? This is the Better Man channel where we choose to drive our own damn vehicle. We're grabbing the steering wheel, no one else. So imagine you get ran over by a truck, you break your legs, a complete mess. Whose duty is it for you to get up and walk again? Only you can take that responsibility to get up and walk on your own will. It's not the driver's responsibility. It's not his ugly ass wife's responsibility. It's not your babysitter from 10 years ago's responsibility, even though she smoked cigarettes and blew the smoke in your face. And God, she loaded you with processed food. I remember my babysitter's chicken nuggets. I love them, although I'm not sure how much chicken was actually in the nuggets. Nonetheless, while the driver's completely liable for the accident, it's not his responsibility for your recovery. Let's repeat that. It's no one else's responsibility but ours. No one is showing up to bake you cookies and massage your legs back into functionality. That's not how the world works. And you say, well, that's not fair. No, there's not a lot in life that is. But somehow it still doesn't prevent people from succeeding, or at least for those that choose a will to power, a will to overcome, a will to exist, a will to meaning. And isn't that our nature, man's nature, to overcome? A little fortitude, a little grit, a little balls, big balls if that makes you feel better. Hell, it feels good to grind shit out and to know that I did something and it was all me. It's nobody else. It was me. It's rewarding. It's an I am man moment. Look at me. And this happiness is a byproduct of legitimately finding fulfillment. It's no one else's responsibility. It's not on anybody else's shoulders. And fulfillment and purpose and all the other YouTube buzzwords simply mean responsibly owning life. We own life with our own choices, decisions, our own responses. And yeah, we're going to stumble around. God knows we stumble. We stumble around a lot, but then we make better decisions and level up. And then we stumble around on that level for a while. We learn and make better decisions and level up again. And now on the other side of this manning up, this leveling up, there is the woke generation. These weak advocates of the victim mindset. They constantly look for ways to be oppressed. We know those people. Oh, you hurt me. Oh, you hurt me. They systematically place themselves in the hands of others. It's not my fault. It's their fault. They did it. They claim, you've enslaved me, you, but they fail to recognize they're actually marginalizing themselves even further. They're building this big-ass cage of codependent suffering. And let's get this straight. Slavery in any form is wrong, and that's what they're doing, enslaving themselves. So a victim will never be happy with freedom because freedom requires too much responsibility. Freedom brings self-reliance. It's me. And so it's easier to lay blame on individuals and on other groups than it is to actually step up. And the woke are the aftermath of a weak excuse-making culture. No one's stepping up. They offer more problems than they do solutions, and I've been there, man. More excuses than action, and God, that is a horrible place to live, a horrible person to become. Think about it. When my buddy is making more money than me at work, it's easier for me to suggest, oh, that's just because of his more white features. That's the cause. Oh, he's an example of white privilege. It's easier to say because, oh, of his family and his family name. It's easier to suggest that he has that because he's better looking. But damn, it's hard to admit maybe, just maybe, he puts in more hours. It's very freaking painful to admit that maybe he has more knowledge. And God forbid that I admit, whoa, maybe this dude's actually more intelligent than me. Let's face it, some people are just better than us at things. It's harsh reality. See, the woke are those schoolyard kids that chose excuses over execution. We all know those wretched and miserable souls. They're always complaining. And we know those people that actually busted their asses, despite being unfairly ran over by the big truckers of life and their ugly ass wives. Life doesn't always play by our rules. We've all tasted that amazingly good but detrimental taste of processed food, the metaphorical processed food. But at the end of the day, your happiness, it isn't a product of superficial justice. It's not in the hands of others. Our happiness is a product of knowing that you and you alone kicked ass and owned your life. That's true happiness. I love you guys. I respect you guys. Life is more rewarding when it's in our own hands and dependent upon you, dependent upon me. You'll hear from me next episode.